Ladies and gentlemen, Eddie Marcus here again, spokesman and advocate of basic human rights for all people. Basic human rights. And what rights are more important than those rights that facilitate existence, that facilitates survival? If we are here, and we are here, certain things happened for us to be here. And if wisdom prevails in our being here, a mechanism has been set in play that would allow the process to do what it's supposed to do as far as that maintenance and survival is concerned. And we would agree that that's so because every last one of us reach out for it. And it happens that many of us have enough to store in bonds, and some of us have a little or none. And so the mission of this ministry, I call it a ministry because it's a service from me to humankind. And I do it because I think that as far as I can see and hear, this is but the greatest service that I can render. And it is such a need. You see, today, as an example, on the news, and this is, I believe, the 13th of July, 2017, it was announced that as far as the treatment and fighting of cancer, they had come up with the process of perhaps taking some of your own genes and feeding it back to the cancer, and it would perhaps destroy their cells and leave the cells that are okay alone. And as a result, this would end a lot of the cancers that are taking people's lives. Now, at least for 200 years, I don't know about those thousands of years back there, but at least for 200 years, we as Americans have understood that there has not been a cure to cancer. We have received information that certain cancers are treatable and many of them perhaps curable. This is the information that we've heard. But that it is not business sense to bring up these kinds of results because money will be lost. And that means that the money is more important than the people. They talked about that treatment that they have been doing research on, and chances are will be approved by the American Medical Association and others that have to do so. But I also followed that treatment would be very expensive. I think it was mentioned about $300,000. Something that would cure a person. Well, you know one thing, that person got to have money, or that person doesn't even count. We live in a world like that, ladies and gentlemen. This is the world that we have had imposed on us. I'm not going to say you chose it. It has been imposed on us, and we have accepted it as if we have no sense of our own. We let the decisions of men and women and whatever else out there way, way, way ago made decisions that are very disastrous to us nowadays. And I understand that there are those who want to take us back to that period and call it great again. I stand before you to call that barbaric. I stand before you to tell you that that's the actions of animals, and not just any animals, but wild, vicious animals. I have heard that, ladies and gentlemen, that black people, and I'm not trying to talk about racism, I'm talking about freedom and peace, are some of the greatest people on the face of the earth. I hear that they were even the first created humans. That they were put in a place where what we call extraordinary wealth exists. And we heard that the white man was living in cages called cavemen, many of them walking and crawling around on all four. Now this is what I heard. I don't know if it's true, but it doesn't matter if it's true or not. when you start talking about waking up. And that they came out acting just like animals and didn't have any virtue when it came to humanity. And while others were trusting and believing in something that drew them to a closer relationship to understanding and peace, these were deceptive ones who lied, cheated, and stole to conquer everything they could touch. And that same practice is going on today. And they have profited from it, and many others are suffering. Now, I don't know if all that stuff is true, but I do know that in order for it to stop, we the people have got to wake up. And I want you to wake up with understanding that this is not a crusade trying to punish somebody for what they did to us. I guarantee you that every last one of us have done something to somebody else who wished that we were punished for what we did to them. And some of those things, some of us remember, many of those things we have forgotten, never could think of again. And so I'm saying that those who are screwing us today are doing so because they have been taught that this is the way to exist in America. And I'm sure people all over the world. And we have been subjected to an obedience thing to allow it to happen because it is protected, much of it, by the law. But I'm trying to tell you today that decency demands that you become decent, that you demand decency, that you respect yourself by honoring you and standing up for all forces that would take away the peace and joy of your life. Standing up, recognizing that that which you reach out to is the same thing that everyone else is about. And so when we reach out, we must have an understanding. And that understanding will teach us that the only way we can enjoy the life that we are supposed to enjoy is if we respect that for everyone else. And respecting it does not necessarily mean leaving it alone. It means when things go out of play, we come together and fix it. We don't pick up guns and fight. We don't go killing and stealing and killing wars and terrorism. That is the actions of fools. That is the actions of fools. As a black man, as a descendant from the kings of the world, who come all the way to the rock bottom as a slave, a cotton picking, cotton nigger, who have learned that love is better than hate. Yes, I hate the things that we have gone through as a people in this country. I hate the things that all poor people go through in this country. Not only that, I hate the things that poor people all over the world go through. And it's a travesty that we must end now. I tell you, ladies and gentlemen, I'm not trying to lead you, but I'm trying to wake you. I'm trying to wake you up to the fact that you are important. And the Rothschilds, the Council on Foreign Relations, the Trilateral Commission, the Illuminati, the money, none of it has any power over you except that power which you give it. I want everybody to hear my voice right now. As an individual, if you recognize the foolishness that's going on in this world and you choose to not go along with it, and if you can envision something that's so much better to the extent that it does not hurt you, it does not hurt anyone else, then I, by the power of the faith of love inside of me, I command and demand that you stand up, and at the moment that you stand up, you become a free individual. Not under the dictates of no government on the face of the earth. But as you free yourself, I really ask that you focus on everyone as you. That you focus on yourself as God to everyone. Everyone that you deal with, that you are a God-sent blessing to them. And you will be following the law of love. You won't be charging $300,000 for cure of a sickness that's taking your life. It'll be free. You won't be in debt the rest of your life talking about educational costs. It will be free. Healthcare will be free. The homes and food and clothing that you enjoy in abundance will be free. Because when you plant the seed and the earth gives of itself to produce from those seeds, then those seeds produce food which must be given by us to one another as the earth gave us the food. And what is the benefit? Peace. Now, how will this be done? It will be done not as an incentive, money. Money to do what? To buy. To buy what? To buy what you yourselves have already done. Does that make any sense to you? You make the houses. You make the food. You make the shelters, the clothing. You provide the education, the health care. So why somebody got to pay you for providing so you can go back and pay somebody else to continue to do what you all are already doing? That's the sign of a fool. But we have all been fools, and most of us are still fools. But I come to tell you today that you can wake up as an individual, that freedom that you enjoy, as a community. You can stand up together, one voice, not a community of voices, one voice, that we are all children of a great spirit that has made it possible for us to enjoy everything that life is about. And we will have it no other way. And then at the moment you decide that and mean that, that's what you will receive. As a nation, once you say, we don't like it no more. We hear people talking about cashless societies, meaning taking the money out and you can use plastic. No, my friends, what good is that? That's no more than any better than somebody working their butts off for $15 an hour, while some people are making hundreds of thousands an hour. And something seems to be wrong with that picture? I say yes, it is. A cashless society means that we don't deal with money at all. We work in the careers of our own choosing that give us the greatest pleasure of our lives. And by doing that, we will engage ourselves in the institutions that have already been identified as providing for our survival, and we will make it work better than it has ever worked before, because we will replace the workers with people who are doing it because they love it and not for a paycheck. And as a result of that, as the earth gives us the resources back that we would need to do the things that are a manifestation of that which comes from that great spirit to our minds, and allow us to reach out and reach out and reach out in the creative process. I'm talking to you about a change, ladies and gentlemen. I'm not talking about fixing this. I'm not talking about fixing Obamacare. Health care for everybody on the earth. Insurance. We protect one another. We protect the Russians protect us, we together protect the Chinese protect everybody else, all of us together. Find some way to use that nuclear trash to benefit the human race. Are you with me? Are you with me? One more time. This is not to punish anybody. We are all guilty. But this is to stop them from doing what they are doing that's causing us so much hell. It's to stop them and replace it with the proper thing that would benefit us and them. One thing they will have to give up, and that's their desire to control and manipulate others for their own personal gain. That is over. Are you with me? All of those of you who are on TV right now, on cable, condemning Donald Trump and his operatives, who condemn Miss Clinton and her operatives, who condemning those hate groups, all of you out there who are saying you're hurting and you don't like what's going on, how many of you will support this? Some might say if you don't support this, then that you deserve exactly what you get. Well, that's not a negative statement, that's a fact. It has been said that the seed you plant will produce the fruit. You can call it what you want, but it is the fruit of the seed. And so I'm saying to you, ladies and gentlemen, it is time that you do just like I'm doing. Waking your butt up and beginning to live like there's a power inside of you that's bigger than that lie that we've been propped up with. Next time, bye-bye.